I stay in such tip-top shape? Go ahead and ask. Those are my words exactly.
Have fun.
In the Morelos Mountains, campesinos are planting their fields. Where the ghost of Zapata rides a horse.
I got my microphone. I can't talk though. I'm on live. What's up? What's up?
High in the sky above and clear out of sight.
What kid?
Is the free
You know this kid?
Mexican Air Force flying tonight?
You don't even want to talk to him on here?
Way up there in Kentucky, a cowgirl is cooling her heels, remembering that God gave us herbs and the fruits of the field. But a criminal law that makes outlaws of those seeking life.
Hi, dude.
Make the free Mexican Air Force Mescalito.
Well, we can ask him about that.
The free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight. Flying so high. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hi, dude.
How strange an innocent herb causes money to burn. They'll jail you or kill you for making those rich fat cats squirm. But nothing can stop us, my vision is clearly in sight. And the free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight. While we smoking colitas, federales are loading their guns, blowing smoke from their six-shooters, spinning their barrels for fun. Contrabandistas, banditos of light, we're the free Mexican Air Force and we're flying tonight. And high in the hills we are harvesting sweet sensimilla. The law wants it all cause they think the wine we can free us. Freedom for us is a prison for the rulers of might. That's why the free Mexican Air Force, Mescalito riding his white horse. The free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight. Everybody flying so high. Yeah, yeah. Flying tonight. Ole!
Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Gotta fix my audio here, man. StreamYard is doing some crazy things to us. Good evening, everybody. Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more. No jazz in the background tonight because StreamYard has got something going on where I might get a little echo here, but Wait a minute. Hey, turn that down back there. Okay, man. I got my producer's got her thing going, and we can hear some stuff in the background. So we want to straighten that out. We want to straighten that out for us. Okay. And anyway, man, I got a guest with me tonight, man. You know, there's a lot of controversy rides with him, but he's a name that he's well known in boxing, and we're gonna have him on here. He's got a lot of stories to tell. He's been with a lot of very heavy people in the game. It's an honor to have him on here. I want to introduce him to you, man. I met him last week. His name is Miles Bailey. Miles, my brother. Good evening. Can't hear you. Wait a minute. Okay, go ahead.
Miles Winston, but Bailey, the boxing aficionado. I'm going to give you guys some chills and thrills for the rest of the night as long as we can. I'll be in and out telling about my history in boxing and all the stuff I've been doing as a boxing manager. And we're going to go over some stuff, a lot from the 60s and the 70s, where a lot of people have forgotten. Those were the great times in boxing. And we're going to roll it all the way up to the 2000s. So we're going to start off there, but I'm going to let my man, the gas man, continue on, and I'm going to keep jumping in back and forth, and we're going to continue to do this.
Well, Miles, why don't we tell these people who you are, man? You know, tell them a little bit about your background in boxing. Tell them how you got here. I know a lot of people don't even know who you are. You've been away for a few years, man. But why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Introduce us to the panel. Well, into the people out there. I'm going to say hi to them in a minute. We'll let a few more people roll in here. But while they're doing that, bro, why don't you? Yeah. Let us know what made you fall in love with this sport that we all tracking here, bro.
Well, 90% of the people was Ali. When I was a kid, everybody wanted to be like Muhammad Ali. He moved, his gracefulness, and that's where it was at. But myself, I like Tommy Hearns because he had that one boom, that one two. But anyway, long story short, I would watch all the films, and then when I was like 13, 14, I went to the gym. But before that, I had a little scrap in school. I hit a guy, knocked his teeth out, and from there, I knew I was ready. So, but before that, I was always wanting to get into boxing with all my people. So again, I started out in Fort Apache up in the Bronx when Louis DeVal was there. He was a young guy, just a youngster running around. And then I ended up going to two other places. I went to South Queens Boys Club and Tommy Gallagher. And then when I was in school, my man Pinchback's brother, Farad Hassan, told me he was really good, so come over to Bed-Stuy. And I gravitated over there. But just to go in between, I didn't have a lot of fights, but I had a lot of fights in the gym that doesn't count. But I was around some very heavy people, like Mike McCallum, Mark Breland, Riddick Bowe, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Farad Pinchback. I mean, I can go on and on. Again, I did a lot of sparring in the gym, a lot of fighting, and I actually fought the Junior Olympic champion in 1982. Before I fought him, I was the headline in the Golden Gloves in March at Holy Family Cross. My man David Seeds fought on it. He's a retired lieutenant, and he runs a Brooklyn show now for kids. And I'm looking for him because he and I, we were real tight, but we fought on the same card. He had a knockout, I didn't, but my guy was going to get knocked out. He had 2 8 counts, and I was coming in to finish him off, but the bell saved him. But even moving forward, we can just keep speeding up. I'm going to go back and forth. But again, I've been in and out of the game, but I really followed the whole time. I hurt my hand. This is why I actually stopped boxing, but then I went into the management role. My daughter's with Matchroom. I did a lot of things. I had a couple of fighters. I had Lonnie Thompson I was working with. But the guys I had under contract was Chris Smith, the mechanic. He lost to Shambe Mitchell. I had Kim Du-Bethel Boykin, a heavyweight from Albany. He was an Olympic alternate. And my man Pinchback was the real deal. Like, I sparred with him a lot, 4 or 5 times. He was Mike McCallum's sparring partner. He and Mike went to Colorado Springs in 1980. He won the welterweight. Mike Tyson won the heavyweight. That's how we all became integrated. But Mike left Bed-Stuy. He went up to the Catskills with Customato. And he learned that peekaboo style that he was teaching Floyd Patterson. And he perfected it. So there it is on that. But there's so much more. This is just the beginning. We're starting off. And I'm going to keep filling in the gaps as we go. I'm just going off the top of my head now. But I'm going to look at my notes as we go, guys, because it's a lot here. So go ahead, Gas Man. Throw something in there.
No, first of all, I want to thank the cats that came in here so far, man. I got Mad Chad in here, man. My brother, Mr. Pads, Carlos Mendoza, that one guy, one guy, Bones. That one guy, Bones. Shout out to you, one guy, Bones. But yeah, we're in here with Miles Bailey, man. Miles is a boxing aficionado, a historian, a promoter, a manager, a cut man. I mean, bro, you kind of had your finger in everything in the game of boxing.
Correct.
Now, what do you think of boxing today? What do you think of the way the game is run today? Do you think it's now you saw it back in the 80s and in the 90s when Don King was in charge, when Bob Arum was the top promoter. He is kind of almost the top promoter now. But did you see boxing any different now than it was back in the 80s and 90s, or is it same game?
What happened is the money. See, the money is so much different now because Floyd came in, made $1 billion, which was great for him. But now it's kind of everybody's taking the attitude that they want to do the same thing Floyd does. And it's going to be hard because Floyd actually paid his dues. And he always tells every people, hard work and dedication. He was a gym rat. He stayed in the gym all the time. So that's why he was able to do what he does. Where most guys, they'll get to that pinnacle and then they'll slide off. And they won't stay true to the game. So that's why he was able to do it. But what I think about the game today, nobody wants to lose the O. And I respect that because with the O, you always garner more cash. You get a lot more money. I mean, the good thing is that's great. But back in the day with Leonard, Hearns, Duran, Benitez, they all fought each other. Hagler. I mean, we can go on and on. But like I said, I want to get into my man McCallum. That's the guy that's really the titular of a lot of this stuff because all of those guys ducked him. When I say ducked him, they avoided him. And that's because he knocked out Julian Jackson and Donald
Curry, yeah.
So when he knocked those guys out, that was really like a thorn in his side because he was like a spoiler type fighter. So nobody wanted to fight him. So again, just think about it. Couldn't get a shot. And when he
bro. When he knocked out Donald Curry was the favorite. Donald Curry was he got beat by Lloyd Hunnigan, but people thought that was a fluke and he couldn't make 147. He was going to conquer 154. He ran into your boy Mike McCallum. The body snatcher. He took the legendary Cobra pretty much out of contention for the rest of his life, bro.
The irony about that fight, shortly before that round, he had got a flash knockdown, and everybody thought that McCallum was in trouble, but he jumped up and caught the Cobra, boom, knocked him dead out. He was cold, boom. So
dead out. Oh.
Then when he fought Julian Jackson, who nobody wanted to fight, because he fought Terry Norris, and when he knocked out Terry Norris, again, like I said, nobody wanted to fight him, but McCallum knocked him out. And that was it for him because that was the excuse. He couldn't get a shot after that. But McCallum really got hurt by knocking out the Hawk, Jackson, because now he beat the two guys that nobody wanted to fight. So now Hearns, Leonard, Duran, Benitez, Hagler, Mugambi. I mean, it was unfair because he used to spar with Tommy Hearns, and Emmanuel Stewart would hand him a picture and say, "Here, this is for you." He said, "What? That's the closest you're going to get to Hearns." Because Hearns was my guy. I wanted to be just like him, but it was tough if you get him in the body or you catch him. But Hearns was a knockout artist. But
McCallum was in that era where he should have fought Duran. He should have fought Hearns. He didn't get those big paydays that he should have gotten. And that's a shame, bro. Hey, I got some questions from the audience. My brother, Mr. Pads. He wants to know if you have any good Don King stories. Let you think a minute. Let me shout out the rest of the guys that came in here. My brother Andrew Charles is in here, man. Mad Chad is in here once again. My brother JC is in here, man. Shout out to you guys. And yeah, bro, we got a question from Mr. Pads. You got any interesting Don King stories you want to share with us, Miles?
Yeah, Don, when he came out of prison, it was crazy how he was a co-promoter for one of the big fights, Ali, Frazier. Then he was doing the shows himself shortly after that. So it's just a show. And then also, Don really did it because if you notice, Don puts on extravaganzas. He doesn't just put on fights. Even he just put on a show the other night. I don't know exactly how it went, but I heard it was good. So even at 93 years old, he's still pushing forward. So I hope these guys know it's not the nursing home when you get 70, 80, 90. You're still doing it because he and Aram are going strong. I mean, we don't wish no Will ill, but we all going to go one day, but they're still doing it. So, but yeah, Don, he got his start. He came along with Lloyd Wells, gave him a shot through Ali. And that's how he got Muhammad Ali. But he didn't, it didn't really work out right for Ali because Don has a way of tilting the scales of lining his pockets a little more. Now, I'm not saying this is what has been said, but again, long story short, he was a great promoter. He put boxing on the map as far as these big extravaganzas and the money. Like he was paying Mike 20, 30, 40 million a fight. People weren't getting that kind of money, so Floyd regenerated that now. He innovated it, take it to another level, but Mike really turned him out. So, but that was Don King's fighter. I mean, he got him from Clayton and the guy that died, Jim Jacobs. But Don did good. So, I mean, we can't say enough about Don. I mean, I don't want to put the man down, but again, he was a great promoter. He did his thing, and hopefully he could pass the mantle down to the next generation, like us guys.
Now, did you ever have any dealings with Don King? Were you doing any matchmaking, any promoting?
Yeah, we did a show with Sal Musamichi because me and Sal were partners, and Sal is the guy I actually brought in when I had Holyfield, when we had the Real Deal promotion, and Sal, I linked those two up, and it didn't really work out too well because the company dissolved. But yeah, I did a show. I think we did 2 shows with Don. David Rossi when he fought Berman Stavern. And he should have won that fight, Rossi. Rossi was ahead. He knocked Stavern down. But again, it comes back to the politics that when you have the money, you have the influence. And also he fought another kid, Trevor Bryant. So we had 2 shows with Don King. It was me and Sal Musamichi. So yeah, Sal was all right. But again, yeah, those are the 2 experiences I had with Don personally. And Don, like I said, I've known him like just my whole life, just in and out of boxing. And he's a legend. He did really good for boxing, and he's still doing it to this day.
I watched this show the other night. As a matter of fact, I did a live on here. I was on for 5.5 hours, and I called the fight. Because a lot of people don't get the pay-per-views. I get them because I steal them, and I don't steal them, bro. They're on the internet. They're free for anybody. You can just Google. I want to watch the Don King card. They gave me. I didn't even have to www. It was just a click. And you know how dumb I am with this internet, bro. But it's available. And that's another thing, man. I wanted to talk about with you. Pay-per-view fights. Well, since you've been back into boxing, you notice they're showing the crappiest, the shittiest fights, and they're charging $80 to see these damn things. Hey, shout out to my brother Scotty. World Combat Sports is out there, man. And my brother G5 out there, man. G5, check if you want to come on here, bro. Scotty, in fact, any of you guys, you got any questions for Miles, bro? You can come on here and ask him, man.
Well, the biggest thing they have to start doing is having the best fight the best. And once that happens, then it will be worth it. But part of the problem is these guys are they're not splitting the pot properly, because what's going on is that the fighters are worried or getting upset. He's getting more, I'm getting less. That's really, it boils down like it's always about the money. It's real simple. And I think you're right. Maybe the fights are not up to par, but there are good fighters out there, and eventually they're going to line them up because they have to. But the unfortunate thing, sometimes they wait a little too long. Like when you watch Pacquiao Mayweather. Remember that one? That was a fight. But imagine if they had fought 4 or 5 years earlier. Think about that. It was a decent fight, but it would have been so much better, because that's when Pacquiao was at the top of his game. Floyd was really, after he had beaten Oscar, he had a couple of fights in between, but that would have been the fight. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't as good as
the same thing. Is the same thing going to happen with I hate to even mention these 2 names, man, because I'm so sick of hearing Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. But is the same thing going to happen? If that fight should have been made 3-4 years ago, bro. You know that.
What's going on is that I'm hearing that Spence has went up because he's going to fight the other guy. I can't call his name. He's fighting the welterweight, but
he's fighting Thurman.
Thurman, right? He's fighting Thurman, and once he goes up to 54, it's going to be hard. But I guess he could come back down to 47. But I think, as far as what I'm being told, and like I said, I'm just getting back in the swing of things, that it's going to happen. I'll know more within the next month or two, but I believe it should happen because that's the fight that everybody wants to see. And as long as it happens this year or early next year, it's all right. You just don't want a guy to get a loss or somebody get hurt again, like how Spence had the car accident. Something to derail this. But the big fight that's going to happen, the mega fight is going to be Devin Miles Haney, who I think is pound for pound the best, against Tank Giovanni Davis. Now that's going to be, and why that's going to be good because Tank has a puncher's chance, and they're both great fighters. So it's like flipping a coin; either one can win. But like I said, Devin's my guy. I know them both from the gym. I was there when they were coming in, this, that, and the third, the whole nine. I actually started with Devin when he was 16. When he went to Mexico, had a couple fights. His dad took over. Boom. Me and a guy named these all true stories. That's why on my other page you see Devin Haney promotion. I just can't get into that page, guy. I have this new page where I put Devin Haney on, and I have me. I rotate it every day, but I got 4 or 5 pages with Tyson. But I can't get into those because I don't have the code or the actual number to get in, so I'm locked out. But yeah, that's going to be the super fight, and that should happen this year. I mean, granted, nothing goes wrong. Like the guy get hurt, guy gets a loss. That's going to be the one. There's a couple other guys like the Lomachenko fight is going to be good. I mean, he should be able to handle Lomachenko. But I personally would just not fight the fight, but I would wait for the Davis fight. To me, that's a much better fight. It's a much bigger fight. I'd take something in between. It almost goes back to years ago. If you guys, I'm going to start backpedaling when Larry Holmes fought Michael Spinks. See, if he had waited and fought 2 other stumble bums or 2 other from Palookaville, he could have gotten 50-0. But by him fighting Michael Spinks, this comes the politics again, gang. Mm-hmm. They didn't want him to get that record. That's just how anybody is. And I don't think it's a prejudice thing, but it's just the fact that they set you up to lose. Because Larry Holmes was a great champion. I mean, he had some, tough, but he had some breaks too when he lost to Carl the Truth. They gave him that. He lost to Tim Witherspoon. A couple of guys he lost to where he got gifts. It gave it to Ali. This is what is called the politics in boxing, gang. When guys gets those gifts in between. Ali got him when he lost to Norton in Yankee Stadium. They gave it to him. He lost to Jimmy Young. They gave him another one. But see, those guys weren't going anywhere. So Ali was the draw. And that's how boxing is. If you're the draw, like Floyd, you got to beat Floyd. Floyd won all his fights, don't get me wrong. But the Madonna fight, I was there. Man, that was a tough one. That could have been a draw. I mean, he won the fight, but it's the politics of fighting. When the guys are draw, they want to see him, boom, boom, he'll get the win. Not all the time, but a lot of the times.
Okay, now, hey, let me shout out my brother Al Money, who's in here, man. I shout out to Andrew Hiller's in here, man. My buddy Scotty's in here. I appreciate you cats coming in here, man. I'm talking to the very controversial, the boxing aficionado historian here.
Let me tell you, the boxing aficionado.
The aficionado. I'm sorry. What did I say? Aficionado. Sorry, brother.
That's all right.
When I'm in the presence of famous people, I get tongue tied. You're gonna have to give me some credit. And plus, I'm an old man. I forget like you wouldn't believe, bro. I'm like a fighter who's been punched in the head 15 rounds over 25 years, man. I'm lucky that I'm able to carry on a conversation, bro. Now, how about hey, Dub Ringside, another one of my buddies who stopped in here. I appreciate you guys coming in here. Make sure you give us the thumbs up so we can get this video around. People can see it, man. We're talking to Miles Bailey over here. And Miles.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with fighters today compared to the fighters that you grew up with? How come they're fighting once a year, if that even? Some of these guys, 2 years without a title defense, and they're still holding belts. What's going on? Why isn't boxing more stringent? Why don't we demand that these fighters fight on a regular basis, like the guys that you talked about, man? The guys we grew up with. Are these guys soft, or are they more businessmen than they are boxers?
Not that. Again, it goes back to the money and the politics, and sometimes guys don't have a lot of good handlers. And to be fair to the fighters, and all the guys will love this, because I'm giving them a way out. COVID messed things up for the last 2 or 3 years. COVID did. Now it's slowly transitioning back, but from like 2019 or 20 to like 2021 to 22, you were stuck in the house. You couldn't do anything. Even when the Tyson fought Roy Jones, which was my deal, I brought Tyson out of retirement, but there was like 20 people in the stand. So what I'm saying is, so they get a little pass for the last 2 or 3 years, but right now, as of 23, all that has to stop. It really, and I'm gonna move it forward with a lot of things I'm doing with a lot of different moving parts with a lot of different people. So I think if we could just give them a pass for the last year or two and see what happens this year, and then we can readdress that or revisit it in 6 months to a year. But I think it's gonna pick up. But a lot of guys like Crawford, he got hurt. You know, he got in a car accident, and I don't know exactly what happened with Spence, but he couldn't fight him because of that. But so now I think that's going to take off. And his guys are also coming in the fridge. A lot of guys, if you notice, are jockeying for those positions. Like even in the rankings, I was looking at the Ring magazine. I seen all the different guys that are moving up. Like I don't know what division you want to talk about, but like in the Haney division, you got Haney, you got Cambosa, you got Teofilo Lopez, Lomachenko, Davis, Garcia, Cruz, Diaz, Comey, Frank Martin. So all of those guys are right in there, and all of those either have 1 or 2 losses, and they're just as good. But I still think my guy is the man, Devin Haney. And that's what I want to talk about too. A couple of guys that were affiliated with my man McCallum and Marshall Enza. He was the cut man, who's my good friend. He's really a good guy, and I don't know exactly what went wrong. Like I said, I've been away. I want to see what happened. There's got to be a story because Enza has been with Devin Haney since he was like 8 years old. So I don't know what happened. One way or the other. I don't know if it's just a little hiatus, but he's not with him at the moment. I never got a chance to talk to him yet, but I'm just curious on what happened. I want to hear all sides, and I'm hoping, like anything, things could be reunited. It's like a marriage when it goes bad, but sometimes you put the marriage back together because Devin Haney is undefeated. So he's 28-0 with like 16, 18 knockouts. So that was a good team. But moving forward with the Crawford and Spence thing, I'm pretty sure now this is January. They're working out the kinks. Even after the fight, when he fights Thurman, the cooler heads will say, hey, there's too much money on the table. That's the same thing what happened with Pacquiao and Mayweather. You know, they started thinking, because actually how it started is Pacquiao, they were at a basketball game. He walked over to Mayweather and said, hey, come on, can you fight me? Not because it's because Arum and his manager or his Al Heyman didn't get along or whatever the case. But the fight was so big, you had 2 different networks carrying it. Do you remember that? It was HBO and Showtime, which usually doesn't happen. But it was so much money. That's why Floyd walked away with 240. And just to show you the numbers, Pacquiao was $80 million in the hole going into the fight for whatever reason. I don't know, spending. And he walked away with 80. So he made 160 million. So it can happen. This is how the game goes. That's why boxing is so unique. You can make.
But how shady is it though? How shady is boxing right now, bro? I mean, you were away for 3 years because of the shadiness of boxing. So that, I mean, I've had people, they asked me to ask you questions. How shady is boxing today, bro? Is it? Is there criminal shit going on that we don't know about in boxing right now?
Well, I think it's criminal stuff. I think more of it's just a little politics. Just like I was explaining earlier, how guys would get decision. Ali got decision. Sugar Ray got my man Hearns when he fought him the second time. Hearns beat him clearly, knocked him down 3 times. They call it a draw. But see, those are the politics because Sugar Ray was like the golden boy. He was the draw. And then when he did lose, he really got beat up by Camacho. He got beat up by Terry Norris. He basically lost 3 out of his last 4 fights. Same thing with Ali. Ali had 2 losses, but then he lost 3 of his last 4 fights. He lost to Spinks, he lost to Holmes, he lost to Trevor Berbick. And this is what happened.
I kind of looked at Errol Spence and Bud Crawford almost like Thomas Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard. It didn't matter if they took these fights beforehand. This was a crash collision. This was a train wreck. This was going to happen. I remember that the fights before that. It was way at the beginning of pay-per-view. I think it was one of the first times you could get fights shown into your living room. They had a double header. Leonard took on Ahab Kayuli, undefeated junior middleweight champ.
Yeah, he in 1981.
In 1981, and Thomas Hearns took on Pablo Baez, and then 3 months later they fought each other. But nobody said Leonard's jumping up in weight and taking on somebody that this fight's not going to happen now, because people knew the fighters were fighters back then. Hey, my buddy World Combat Sports, Scotty just jumped in the back. Let's say hi to him, bring him on here. Scotty, what's happening, brother?
Yeah, what's going on, Bruce? Hey, how you doing, Miles Bailey? Good to meet you, bro.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
So
I
what's up, Scotty?
I got a big question for Miles to see if he can help me out.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so from what I understand, and the North Carolina Commission was shut down for a period of time. Since we was on the
COVID.
conversation of no, it wasn't COVID.
Okay,
It
what
was they shut the whole entire boxing commission down. In North Carolina where they was having no fights, and they just opened up not too long ago.
tell me the year? It was a week, months, 4 years. How long?
Um, I think the commission shut down maybe been at the end of 2019 or something like that due to corruption.
No, yeah, they say corruption, but I believe I don't know if COVID started then, but COVID started like 20. But maybe they could have said that because I actually did some shows down there with Walter Johnson with my heavyweight.
Yeah, I know Walter. Yeah, Greenville.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. See, and Winston Salem. So Eddie
yeah.
Gregg, we all came out of Bed-Stuy. I took my heavyweight down there. It was a good show, but I don't know if any corruption was going on. I just didn't think that they were doing the fighting, and I'm gonna find out now that you asked me that because Andrew Stokes is doing a couple of shows down there, and he's also going to be working with me and my buddy Nermo Lorick from Starlight City. He's
Yeah,
been
Andrew's in South Carolina, isn't he? He gonna do some shows in North Carolina now, or what?
of course because that's what
Okay.
Nermo to me because Nermo has been with me when he went to the Junior Olympics with Mike Tyson and my buddy Farad. He was representing Guyana. This is 1980 in Colorado Springs. So I'm going back a little further, but and Nermo's not a punch drunk guy. I talked to him like 2 days ago. He's going to be helping me. By the way, I don't want to jump in. I just want to switch gears a little with Donnie Lalonde, and I have these new boxes. I got a kid that's 20 and 16 named Malik Zanid. He's from Syria, and Mohammed Bekadash from Libya. He's 29. He's 24-0 with 18 knockouts. But Nermo's going to be helping me with these guys, along with Mike McCallum, Dan Garrido, the sensei from Philly, and I got some new recruits. My man Dante Ortiz, he was uh, from Vegas. My man Edwin Santana, who was in the Bronx. But yeah, let's get back to the controversy. What you think is going on with the boxing commission?
I was just curious, man. I didn't have enough knowledge to for anybody to kind of tell the story. I covered a lot of fights in North Carolina, so when it shut down, me being a media person, I really didn't know the inside of what was going
Well,
on. I just know it was shut down for a long time.
well, Bone Crusher was down there. Do you know that? Remember Bone Crusher Smith? He's still
Um,
he fought Tyson because when I went into the
yeah.
show, he was there, so I can talk to him. But I'm gonna talk to Eddie. I'm gonna talk to Stokes. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna talk to Walter Johnson. See, I don't. This is all new to me. See, when they tell me things, I put my Sherlock Holmes hat on and go look. See, I don't know, so I can't really speak on it. But this is the first time I'm hearing it because we're doing a show March 18th in Cleveland, and Nerma was saying, "Why don't I come down to North Carolina with Stokes?"
Uh
So
huh.
this is the first time I'm hearing about things being shut down. So you said they reopened, but Normo never explained this to me, so maybe he didn't know. So this is good information that you're giving. I like that, brother Scott.
No problem, man. I see Bone Crusher mostly in South Carolina. I know
Right.
Andrew Stokes have him. At some of the fights at celebrity guests and everything. I seen him down there. Yeah, no doubt.
But you gotta remember, North Carolina and South Carolina are like right there. So it's not when I say right there, like it's not like across the equator. It's when you go through North Carolina, you go through South Carolina, and vice versa. I know they're big places, but if I'm right about that, is that correct?
You said repeat yourself. You went out briefly.
When you go to North Carolina, once you cross one, you come back and forth. You go to North Carolina and you go to South Carolina.
Correct. Correct. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
there's when I say stone throws there. I mean, there's a lot of land between them, but it's the next South Carolina, North Carolina, or North Carolina, South Carolina. So when they throw shows, they just go back and forth. So I never did anything in the South. My family's from there, the Bailey's Bank and all that, but I only went to North Carolina to do the shows.
Okay. And one more question. You don't mind, Bruce?
Sure.
No,
You
not
get
at all, not at all,
okay.
Scotty.
My man,
Miles came on here he came on here wide open, bro, open book. He wants you to grill him. Any questions he'll ask you. He'll answer, bro.
bring you back to yesteryear.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get that knowledge, soak it all in.
Well, I'm gonna get
Usually it's just Bruce. We got Bruce up here. You know what I'm saying? He bring all the vets, the OGs from back in the day. to the panel, man, and salute Bruce for that.
Yes,
You
that's
know,
gas man.
so so what has drastically changed since you was back then, you know, dealing with boxing? And I know Bruce asked this question about the corruption of money and everything like that. What have you seen change significantly about the way boxing businesses ran from back then to now, as
See,
far as the fights being made?
back then it was like the wild wild west, not in a gunslinger way, but everybody, you had so many different promotions. You had Cedric Cushing, you had Shelly Finkel, you had Bob Harum, you had Don King. You had so many different promoters. Now it's almost condensed just to a couple of promoters. And you got a lot of little promoters, but the real promoters between King, Arum, and Al Heyman with Mayweather Promotions, they kind of cornered the market to where you really got to go through them, because I heard, I don't know this to true, Al had about 400 or 500 fighters. So if you got so many fighters, he had a lot. I don't know the number.
Yeah.
And it kind of puts a stranglehold on the game, because when guys don't deal with each other, that's why the fights don't take off. They bumping heads. And then who's really good now, I got to throw this in, guys, and my daughter don't like me talking about it, is Matchroom. Matchroom is like the new guys on the block, or the new kids on the block. Eddie Hearns. My daughter works for Matchroom, so she does all the.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a little nugget I want to, and she hates me. Oh, Daddy, you're always talking about me. No, but she's doing well, because she's not a promoter, but I got her promoter's license years ago when we first started out. Well, when I got her to come with me, but she does the air, she does the travel, she does the talking and speaking, because she speaks Spanish, so she's the interpreter. So they're a good team, good people. They got Kevin Rooney Jr. with them, a whole bunch of Eddie Hearns. He's a Gemini like myself. He's a great guy. A lot of people don't like him, but I kind of like him, because my daughter tells me, Daddy, he's just like you. So I shoot for the moon all the time. So, but Eddie came in trying to do right by everybody, but people kind of like, not say did him dirty, but they treated him like a little kid. So he said, okay, I'm going to show you guys what it's about. I'm going to be about it. So that's where that came from. So they just all can't get along. But if they all sat down and worked it out and got a piece of the pie together, it would be good. See, that's the problem. They all bumping heads. So that's what's the problem now from before. Because before, if you notice, even though guys had a little bit of tweaking back and forth, the fights went on. Like you just said earlier, how Sugar Ray fought Ayub Kaluli at a higher class. In the next 3 months, he fought Tommy Hearns.
Simple. Look, right now, because Errol Spencer's doing this, it's making chat rooms, it's making front page news everywhere. And fighters should be fighting, regardless of who they fight. Fight every 3 months. Go out there and make your name. And nobody's going to say, hey, how come you're ducking him? How come you're not fighting him? Stay active. That's the key. These fighters today, I don't get it, Miles, Scotty. They just don't fight anymore. We can't develop any kind of a kinship, any kind of relationship to these guys, because once we see them fight, we don't see them again for a year. We forget about them. Guys like me do anyway. I'm short-term memory. I don't get why they don't create more marquee value. And let me shout out to my brother Retro Boxing, who's in here, man. Blood Boxing. I saw Skull Asylum in here. I saw Dub Rightside come in here, man. Thank you guys so much for coming in here, man. And you guys have any questions for Miles Bailey, man? Miles is an open book tonight, man. You know, he's been through a lot in the world of boxing. He's been up, he's been down. You know, you want to ask him some questions, Bill. Now's the time, now's the place. Miles, I appreciate you once again for being here with me, brother.
Back. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring boxing full circle, because I know everybody. You know what I do? I'm cool with everybody. Like if a guy has a beef with somebody, I don't get into that and take inside and say, listen, let's all make some money, because the money's there. But also I want to try to look out for the fighters, because me and a couple of guys, Reggie Johnson, my man from Ring 10, Richard Schwartz, we're going to try.
Rabbi.
Huh?
The Rabbi.
Rabbi, that's my boy.
Yeah, baby. We got to call him. We got to get Richard on here, because that's what we have to talk about. The plight of these boxers who are down and out, bro. They got nothing. These guys are living in their cars. They don't even know where the next meal's coming from. Never mind paying their rent. They don't even have a roof over their heads. What can guys like me, guys who ain't got nothing, I ain't got a pot to pee in, but I want to get the word out. I want to contribute. What little I have, I would contribute to a formation or something. Is anything going to happen for boxers? I know Richard is big on that, bro. And I know Ring 10 says some falling out there, but Jerry Cooney, Larry Holmes, all those guys, they want to form something. What's your inside scoop on that, Miles?
Right now, about a week ago, a guy named Reggie Sweet Johnson called me up and said, "Hey, Miles, listen, because Reggie was a two-time world champion. He had some controversial losses. He's a great guy. He's like my brother." He said, "Miles, look, what I want to do is reach out to some people, start a union for these fighters so they can have some kind of money." And my suggestion, once he came to me, I went to Schwartzy, I went to Leon Muhammad, some other people who's going to bring in Tim Witherspoon, Bone Crusher Smith, Tony Tucker, Pinklin Thomas. We're going to bring in the medium guys that they were great fighters, but I'm talking about bankroll wise. Then eventually they're going to drift off to try to get the big fish like Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard, Larry Holmes, guys with money that could participate and help these guys just to survive. You don't have to give them tens of thousands or millions of dollars, but 400 or 500, 300 monthly, because they need it. Just because they can get a stipend from the government, but just a little 300 or 400, that's what they're all going to work on. And I think it's going to happen, because once you start getting people to contribute, they say, hey, because they made it. And again, I'm going to tell everybody this, and they'll like this saying: when have you ever seen the Brinks truck follow the hearse? That means when you die, the money stays. So you can give a little bit of it out. And I'm not saying give all your money out. Save a little for yourself, but to throw a little out to these guys to help them, guys that are down and out on their luck or have not made wise investments, and they can't get another fight because either the game has passed them by. They just want to survive. And we're all human beings, and they should do that. And they're in that position, like the Tysons. I mean, these guys have money. I mean, for real. So not that they got to give away their money, but just participate. And it's a tax write-off, because we all got to pay taxes. So the government would understand, hey, I spread it around to my brothers. You put it on the form, this, that, and the other. That's how you got to do it.
Hey, speaking of unions,
Hey, and one thing though, just let me say before you go, Scotty. Some dude named King Tiger, nameless, faceless. I don't want nobody to block him out there. We don't ban anybody, but he says big promises, all talk, all garbage and bullshit. I don't know if you know who this guy is, but he's not a fan of yours apparently. But I guess if you want to show yourself, show your face. If you want to ask Miles any questions, if you think you know more than Miles does on here, if you have a different opinion, bro, you're welcome to it, because I'm not about blocking anybody. But nameless, faceless trolls, that's just garbage talking like that. That's bullshit, man. That's pussy talk. All right, go ahead, man.
I want to chime in on what he said. I know it sounds like that, but we're trying. At least we're speaking about it. And like I said, they came to me about it because they know I know so many people. So I'm going to reach out to the people and try to help these fighters. It's like I'm on here talking now, because we've been on here about 45 minutes. And I believe it's a good show, because I heard about 10, 15 people asking questions. So evidently it's going in the right direction. But again, they came to me with it. So I'm going to reach out to all the powers that be, and hopefully that they can get together, dig in their wallet and say, hey, let's get this ball rolling, because my man Schwartz came up with a great idea. He said, let's put a $2 tag on every price ticket that's sold from this point on, and put it in a fund or a kitty to start building up to take care of the fighters from yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And it's a great idea. So if you put it in a fund to start making money, people can draw. Again, you're not going to draw thousands of dollars, but you'll draw money to survive on, to get the wrinkle out your belly. Keep
the wrinkle out your belly. Now, who do you think could run this fund without corruption taking over the fund? And let me shout out to my sister MJ out there, man. Thanks for coming in, man. And King Tiger, bro. You can just say what you want to say, but if you were smart, you just put your freaking hands in your pocket and listen, because Miles has been around for a little bit, bro. He knows both sides of the coin, right? And you want to hear it, bro. This is where we're gonna hear it, bro. We don't make no judgments over here. We're just listening, taking it all in, and we can fucking Google it. We can fucking talk about it ourselves. But I got a guest on here. I'm showing him a lot of respect, because he demands respect. Look at this man. He's 55. He looks about 25 out there. Any ladies out there want to drop him a number, bro? You got a hot dude over here, man. So
close up look so y'all can see. See that? Got a fresh cut today for you guys.
Shout out to Q the God out there, my brother, man.
See that? That's right. But listen, back to the boxing, guys. For real.
You sure? Back to the boxing.
No, I want to really straighten these guys out. Like, I would like to put them over my knee and give them a little pow pow. I should tell my daughter that. I'm going to put mommy over my knee. She said, Daddy, when you going to do it? I never got a chance. But anyway, the real deal is that they reached out to me and like, just as real so you guys can get it. That's why I got my man, the rabbi. I love him.
Bro, we're gonna do a show. I said, like I was saying earlier, we're gonna get some celebrities that can give a name to this cause because, like you said, man, I mean, dude, it's got to be done now. These fucking guys, they don't even have enough money to go to go buy a can of soup. The end of the month, they need you need some dough, bro. You need, like you said, that extra 300 or 400. That puts gas in the tank. That takes the wrinkle out of the belly. That's a pack of cigarettes. That's whatever it may be, bro. There's got to be something because these guys, dude. I heard that Bruce Seldon was living in a flop house in Atlantic City.
Wow.
Just told us freaking Maurice Blanca, who put on such great shows, is living in a car. He doesn't have a roof over his head.
Well, what we're hoping is that, see, I'm going to keep it real with you guys because a couple of years ago, and there's no disrespect to the blacks, but the Black Lives Matter raised a lot of money. And I'm just going on what I read. I don't know what happened. I don't know what they did with the money, but what they said they did is bought all these houses. Man, they didn't do the right thing. So, again, we're going to bring in my man, the rabbi. That's who I want to bring in because not just he's a white guy, but he's a cool guy. He knows what he's doing. He's already doing it for Ring 10. And he would be a perfect guy to help spearhead this, to work it out. Jerry Cooney, myself, guys that have really been in the game. Of course, Eddie Mustafa was there doing the thing with the FIST program. But then we need to bring in the capital because if you don't have the capital, the funding, the guy said he's right. But if the other guys just dig in their wallet, throw something to the cause, start getting the surcharge and the tickets, it can go fairly quickly in the right direction. Because again, another thing, so it could be fair. A guy with 2 or 3 fights or 40-year or 2, he can't get the same as a guy that fought 10 or 20 years. You have to have some kind of sliding scale. You get something, but you can't get the max because a guy that put 10, 15 years in with 30, 40 fights, it just doesn't work. It's like when you have a job. If you work 20, 30 years, you get the full benefits. If you do 10, 15 years, you get a partial pension. It'll be the same thing. Just follow the same format.
Now, Richard and his partner, I forget the dude's name.
Matt Garego.
Matt. Now they've been trying to do this for 10 years. How come it hasn't gotten off the ground? Why is this still happening?
Well, they didn't have really the contact with the big names that we have now, like Reggie, Leon Muhammad, because Leon could really reach out to some people in the Muslim world, which he said he could do his brothers, and they could get a hold of Mike Tyson. See, you need to get the big heads, Mike Tyson, Larry Holmes, Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard. When you get these guys involved, now you're talking about big bank because they got control, because they've been boxing, the face of boxing for the last 30, 40, 50 years. See, it's unfortunate Muhammad Ali is gone because he could definitely do it in a snap of a finger, but Ali died June 3rd, 2016. And it's a travesty we lost him, but he was great for boxing too. So, again, there's still a chance because these guys I'm talking about, who they're talking about now doing it, and it's not just talk, it's real because even George Foreman, like I said, he made $300 million with that grill. He was a man of God. He was a preacher. Vander Holyfield, my guy. I mean, Michael Spinks.
Definitely. Hey, one more. You're talking about legends, Miles and Scotty. I want to introduce you to a legend. My buddy Tim Witherspoon, 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, just jumped in here, man.
Tim, Ali gave him the name. He was supposed to be working with us when I came back. Tim might know.
He didn't give me the name. He started promoting the name. A friend of mine that I grew up with gave me the name.
Okay.
He came into the gym with me, followed me in the gym one day, and during that time, terrible meant real good. If you hit a 3-pointer 5 times, they said, "Oh man, that boy's terrible." So I did real good. I did real good sparring. So my man Talik, he said, "Man, you terrible, Tim." And yeah, so Ali heard it, so he kept calling me it, and people thought that he gave me the name.
Correct.
So I said to Muhammad, I said, "Look, Muhammad, I want my friend that I grew up with to get credit,
Hey, Tim, how old are you right now, man?
65.
I know. It was a rhetorical question because look, I see
Unbelievable,
some
isn't it,
cats.
man?
I wish the
Hey,
girls
hey,
tell me that.
I see some dudes his age, man, and they ain't snap pop. They're not attentive like Tim, man. Tim, you got something going on. You've been drinking
I
that
tell you,
Japanese tea or something, dog. You know what I'm saying?
the fountain of youth. I tell him all the time, man.
I
You know,
mean, he's
and
sharp
he's
with
looking
his
for.
responses
He's
and
like
words and
Miles. He's
everything.
looking for a girlfriend too, bro. Ladies out there,
Yeah.
you want a couple
I'm
of
not
young
looking. They're
viral
gonna.
studs up here, man? I'm married. I got ball and chain on all
I'm
four
not
limbs
looking.
here.
It's gonna come. It's gonna come. I'm just gonna stay in shape.
That's right, Tim. We just got to push you away from the table, you know. Because
I
I
had one.
remember you was a grill man. You was cooking at one time. Remember you was grilling?
Yeah, I was been cooking for my kids and
Yeah.
stuff. I stopped eating meat for 5 years. Now I'm back on it, not eating meat.
Okay.
I'm vegetarian and stuff. But
Okay.
yeah, I cook for the kids. And
I'm drinking water. I'm eating these grapes, man. I don't know, man. I think they're putting anabolic steroids in
oh, he
these.
rolling. I see he's doing the roll. Uh oh.
These things have got to be on all kind of
Yeah,
growth
them
hormones and
grapes might be
everything
on
else,
pairs
man.
there, Bruce.
They're as big as eggs. I don't know where they're coming from, but everybody's getting them now.
I can't believe I lost my painkillers.
Oh, painkillers. What I tell you about those? You're gonna be like this.
No, Brian gave me oh man, I was rushing here because I gotta go on with Brian too. But we're gonna go on together. It seemed like y'all guys was having fun, man. I missed it.
No, don't worry, Tim. You can watch it. Oh, we're gonna do it again. This is
Okay.
we just warming up, Tim. We just warming up
Okay.
first round.
I had one final question for you, Miles.
Yes, sir.
About, is it true on the West Coast in California they have somewhat like a union, a
Well,
boxing union?
I'm not saying yes or no. I'm not sure, but I'm going to check it out. What it is, I guess they're a little more lenient with the money, so everybody gets theirs. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know how
Okay, I got it.
Reggie and all of us, and Leon Muhammad, because Tim and Leon are tight, because that's all Leon talks about. Timmy is you. I'm going to get Timmy, and I'm glad we're here. So when you talk to brother Leon, this is what he said. You're going to get the guys, and we're all going to put this together.
We've been doing it for like 15 years.
Right.
And announcing, and so our partner Brian Robinson, we got all the boxers together. Miss Green, Terrell Biggs, they crippled. We got the doctors working with them. We keeping in touch with Marlon Starling, Bruce.
Yep.
Bruce got all information. We got all the boxers. We don't got them all, but everybody trying to like we family and stuff. And so all we need is stuff. And there's a guy named Paul Johnson who've been trying to put together this union stuff for like 20 years. He's a former soldier and he boxed a little bit in amateurs. So we've been trying to do it. So I don't care who do it, as long as we take care of the boxers.
That's what I'm saying, Tim. So that's whoever that troll is out there. See, is trying. Here you got a 2-time heavyweight champion telling you, so it's not BS. So
No,
whoever,
it's not.
I know.
They forget all about us. I'm just saying when we retire, they need something to keep us going and stay in boxing, but keep us going in the direction that's going to help boxing. You know, we retired and they go somewhere, they watching football and baseball. They don't care about boxing and stuff. And so we need these boxers to, once we retire, have something for us to do when we retire. So
Correct.
we can have money and all that, you know.
Well, that's what. Hopefully, like I said, Timmy, sir, we're going to work with.
No, don't say sir, say Timmy.
My brother, okay, Timmy, my brother. Listen, money, people got to dig in their darn wallets and put it on the table. Don't, that's what people think. Listen, you can't take it with you. Like guys that got millions and billions, you can't, like even the Warren Buffetts, the Bill Gates, where you going with the money? The Bezos, throw something in. I know they got to be boxing fans. They have to love it because boxing is the greatest sport that ever existed.
Well, I heard there's a write-off anyway.
Exactly. You can write it off.
Do you realize if Don King and Bob Arum got together and formed a trust fund, it would go down in history as the Don King Bob Arum Act, where boxers would have something for the rest of their lives, as small as it may be. Yeah, Tiger King, every time you're out for 5 minutes, bro, I didn't block you. Just be respectable in here. That's all. Just quit spamming your bullshit. We know you don't. Maybe you don't like Miles, but hey, man, not everybody does. And bro, You can't always get what you want. You can't please everybody, so we please
Somebody don't
ourselves
like
and we get
Miles.
what we
That's
need.
Miles right there.
That's
They
my.
love me, man. I get along with everybody.
We got trolls in here, but I don't time them out. I let them spew their bullshit in here.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Just keep moving forward. There's
Moving
nothing you can
forward.
do about that. There's
But,
You
nothing
but
you know it, Tim. You know it. But
Get
the
on
thing
the
is,
back
man,
and tell
it
you it's
doesn't
nice
matter.
brother.
You know, we talk to
Hey,
boxing.
boxing is the hurt business, not the church business.
Hey,
yeah,
you got that right. You got that right.
You
But you
ain't
still,
going and find fighters at
Instead of
church and
considering
everything to come over
investing
here
in
and
the money
fight.
you made, what kind of a question is that, man? You know, these guys of the past, and Tim will tell you, they got hoodwinked out of their
what was
money.
the question?
He said, Tim, did you ever consider investing money investing the money you made?
Yes, I did. I did invest. This what happened. I was at a point that I didn't trust nobody. I invested 20,000 in Dean Wooder and 15 in Vanguard. I was so paranoid. I took the money out. I went. I went. I went. I called the people up and said, "I want my money." They begged me not to take it out. Now I regret it. I had 20 in Dean Wooder. No, I had 20 in one and 15 in the other. And don't you know, if I would have took that money out about 2 years ago, I would be really rich.
That's why
I
boxing
took
needs
it out.
advisement. Yeah, yeah. If you couldn't have taken it out, it wouldn't. You'd be rich now. And that people, they think they think Marlon, they think Sugar Ray Seals, they think you guys are all millionaires. And that's not the case. That's why you need advisors to start those 401ks, those IRAs. Back in your day, that was a pipe dream. You wanted that cash in your hand, bro. But now you
Well,
realize,
I just didn't trust nobody. I didn't
yeah,
trust nobody. I didn't even trust Dean Wooder or Vanguard because I was getting ripped off. I'll go into a fight defending my championship in another country. The opponent I knocked out got 1,500,000, and I went home with 90,000. I went into another country, knocked this guy out. When I came home with 90,000. There was money. They took half of that. Then they created some bills, and everybody who was in my entourage thought I was lying and thought I was, and I showed them the check, 90,000, and I came from behind and knocked the dude
yeah,
out.
bro. Yeah, we saw. Everybody knows that's one of the biggest stories that people know about how you got ripped off there.
IRS came in and took my money when I fought Tony Tubbs. I had to borrow money from Don King.
wow.
Don't nobody know these things. They took my money, and then I had to borrow 10 grand from Don, and I gave everybody what paid. Everybody get paid. I only wound it up with that. There's a
Mhm.
lot of stuff that
Well,
happened.
well, see, they treat fighters like they're independent contractors. You have to create your own pensions. You have to create your own retirement, your own health plan. That's why boxing needs somebody to oversee this. And I'm not talking about a guy who's been fights 3, 4 round fights and retires. I'm talking about the guys who put their lives in there, their blood, their sweat, and their tears. They got nothing when they come out because, like you said, you don't trust anybody. You got to go make your individual investments yourself. If there was a federation who took 2%, 3% of your paycheck out and invested that for you, that's what they have to do. That's what's needed. And man, I'm just a little schmuck over here. I can't get this going. All I can do is say this is what should be going. There's got to be.
Keep on talking.
That's all I can do, and I'm not going to stop talking until something happens about it. This is kind of like a driving force because every day we're hearing about more and more boxers that are down and out and have nothing, man, nothing.
Jeremiah Shabazz was Muhammad Ali's one of his protectors from Philly. Jeremiah Shabazz told me, "Speak what's on your mind." Deep down, he said, just really think about it because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be right. If you really think about something, believe in it, he said, just let everybody know. He told us that one time because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be right. But we do need organization. The boxers are nice guys. I didn't meet no bad boxers. We nice guys. You go in the ring and you beat up on your opponent, knock them out. But really, the boxers are really nice guys. I really don't meet no bad guys that's really bad. Even Tyson was like he was, but he cool and calm. Vander Holyfield, all the boxers, they nice guys. So I do believe that we can.
How about the guys that want to take your money and invest it?
It depends on who's taking it. You know, you said the guys that's taking your money and invest it, and
Yeah,
invest it.
yeah.
Somebody.
There a lot of sharks out there?
There got to be somebody that you trust, somebody you love. Like I always saying, like the second in your corner, you got the trainer, you got the second, you got the cut man. That second got to be somebody you love. He's going to motivate you when you get in the ring, and when you come from behind, he's going to give you that lift. And this is a guy I said on the podcast that you can be sleeping upstairs in your room, and your wife will be sleeping up there, and you could go down the street and get some grub, and he could sleep in your house. Somebody you could trust. That's behind you. He can motivate you. That second man is important, and a lot of these boxers don't realize that, and sometimes the trainer get their second in, but you need somebody like your brother, your family, somebody you could trust, somebody's gonna say, Tim, you were behind, come on, let's move it. That second man is important in boxing. It's the trainer, the second man, and the cut man. That second man is very important. So I'll be telling all the young dudes, make sure that second man is somebody you trust, somebody that motivates you, somebody you know that's on your side, because that's going to help you get over that little hump when you're in trouble in that ring and stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, that second man
let me shout out my brother Mike Biggs Boxing, who's out there, man. Let me shout out my brother Major Key Boxing, who's out there, man. A pleasure to see you, my man. Let's see, rolling with the punches, my brother. Thank you for coming by. And is that a question for us, or is that a question for somebody you're talking to out there? My brother Blood Boxing is out there, man. But yeah, pension going on. That should happen. But
we need to do it.
Is there anybody trustworthy enough to take over that? Would you trust the government to take that over?
Paul Johnson. He was a former Marine. He had about 4 or 5 amateur fights, maybe a little bit more. This guy, and when I started talking to him, he got gray hair. He's an old white guy, got gray hair. He talks nice of everybody. He don't talk with no slang, and he just care about the boxers. If you look on Facebook, his name is Paul Johnson. He's got gray hair, I trust him.
Well, we'll have to talk to him, because that's how that Miles.
He was on a podcast a long time ago.
He was on my podcast. No,
he was trying to put him on. He came on. Wait a minute, he was on your podcast?
No. I would remember this guy. I'm not as forgetful as you are, bro. I didn't take those big Larry Holmes punches, man.
I didn't get hit.
I still got a couple of marbles up there.
I didn't get hit. Larry didn't hit me.
No, nobody. No, you're the only guy who has defense out there. Tell him.
I put my stuff up.
The Philly shell, the crab, everything, man.
Whatever it was. That's why I rushed in, because I want to be a part. I want to help. I'm looking for my pain medicine, man. I'm gonna tell you, after I was running today, I'm trying to lose some weight. I am down. I'm reached the 30s by the end of the week. But what I tried to do, I ran today 30 minutes, really good. I did the ropes, these fat ropes, not the little skinny ones. And then I had put my stuff on, is hitting the heavy bag, and then I started getting dizzy. And my hands started getting numb, and I said, "Oh, what? I never felt like that before." And I think Brian told me I might be dehydrated.
Yeah.
So I ain't never felt like that in my life. I got scared.
Dude, you're training like a guy half your age, man.
Yeah.
Gotta keep that H2O in you. That will do a water.
That's
you from New York, right, Miles?
Yeah, I came with Breland, Bo, Tyson, Evander Holyfield.
I can hear it in your voice.
Yeah, listen, I fought the Junior Olympic champion. Yeah, listen, that was me. Ronald McCall was there with us. Owen McGeechee.
Miles Billy, right? Miles Billy.
Yeah, that's me.
There we go, man. There we go.
Superman Davis, all of us, yeah.
Yeah, I used to be in New York all the time.
That's right. There we go.
I used to be at the gyms. What's those gyms I was at?
Bed-Stuy, South Queens,
I
Garage.
never go up there. You know Harry Keefe, right?
Yeah, all of them. Harry Keefe from Gleason's. Come on, I was supposed to buy Gleason's from Bruce Silverglades.
Yo, you was supposed to buy it.
Yeah, because Bruce came to me about 4 or 5 years ago. Say, Miles, look, you got a lot of connections. I want you to buy Gleason. You could call him up, Bruce Silverglade. That's right.
That's expensive.
I know he won $4 million. That's a drop in the bucket if we put it together, because we could keep the ball rolling. Floyd made $1 billion in the ring. $4 million is nothing. That's why he came to me. See? But again, Blimp is running it now, and Harry's there too. So, Dylan Parsley. That's my man.
Whoa, Harry passed away.
No, he's there.
Oh, he's there. I thought you said dead.
No, he's there. He's there. Harry, the other guy just passed away. The Spanish dude. About a week ago. You'll see him on Facebook. He was 82. I forget his name, but he just passed away. But yeah, Gleason's is still running strong. But Blimp is running it. He's there with all the guys.
Oh, Blimp.
Yeah, my man. Dylan.
I said hi, man. That's my man.
Yeah, he's there. I hope he's listening, because I've been putting it out today. Everybody, I said Terrible Tim's gonna be on, blah blah blah. I was telling everybody, so hopefully they're out there listening, or at least they can re-listen to it. Because Liam,
we got millions of listeners out here, bro. Especially now that they know I got. They saw having Miles Bailey in here, but now that they know I got Tim Witherspoon on the show, man, and plus I had World Combat Sports, I got the most controversial figures in boxing on here, and that's why we want to keep it. I got the link out there. If anybody want to jump on, we got plenty of room out here. We got a man that's got plenty of questions to answer. Scotty, no problem, bro. He says thank you so much for the chat. I thank you for coming on here. And I'm on here with a couple of kingpins over here, baby. So Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. We're doing what we do best over here, man.
I think this is Brian. We got to go on. You need to bring me on. Hold on. You got to bring me on, because I like that. I want to be with Miles and the rest of the guys. Yo, what's up, Brian?
Hey, Brian, what's happening?
Hey, Bruce. I got to steal him in a little bit. Sorry.
That's okay. We're getting kind of sick of him anyway. He tells us.
No, they not. They ain't getting sick of me. I'm on here with Miles Bailey and talking with Bruce Gas. And I'm going to do a good one next time with Miles and whoever you put on. Because right. I'm starting to remember, we met before, didn't we?
Of course.
Yeah.
All the fights, all the shows. Absolutely.
Whoa, yeah, we doing good. So my shoulder hurting. I lost that medicine you gave me. There's somewhere I got to find it because my shoulder hurting. Okay. I didn't cook nothing.
That medicine you gave me.
I didn't take it.
Maybe I should put you on mute, man. We might get in trouble.
It's okay. I'm gonna get on in 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. All right. Later.
All right, man. Hey, Timmy. I appreciate you coming down here, brother.
Come on, I got 5 minutes.
All right. Hey. All right, man. 5 minutes, man. Well, you and Miles, man. Let's hear some stories. How did you guys meet? Let's hear some interactions, bro.
I'm old now.
Let's talk about George Foreman and Lyle. Let's talk about some old times.
Today's the anniversary of George Foreman and Lyle. 1976. On this day,
with Howard Cosell,
bro.
In the Olympics, right?
No, the elevator war. George Foreman and Ron Lyle. They both got knocked on their asses. They both got up. That was history, that fight, man. Woo.
Howard Cosell was calling the fight. You can Google right now. One of the greatest heavyweight fights in boxing history. And if those guys fought today, they'd be making $100 million a fight for what they did. Just go Google it.
It sure would. And I was hanging with Ron. I was hanging with Ron down in Vegas. We, going to the gym, just hanging out. And George Foreman, I really never hung with him. I just was in the television room with all the journalists and stuff was there. And, I met him through that, just saying hi and stuff. He was trying to intimidate me because at that time he was fighting either me or a couple other guys they was picking. And he was gritting me down and I grit him back. I didn't turn my face. I said, yeah, I'm going to stay gritting on him. And, because it was just a thing, just in case he fight me. But I didn't back off.
Right.
And then I left the room. But he really accomplished some really good things. And the fight with him and Ron Lyle was a fight. It was
Yeah.
a punching thing. Ron hit him. Woo! Ron get hit.
Yes. And
No,
Ron get punched.
I heard Ron was a cold individual too, bro. I heard he was not a friendly man. He was
Oh,
ice in his veins. Is that
well,
true?
no,
yeah,
my little thing, real quick, and I'm saying, the time I spent with him in Vegas and stuff, he was like cool. He was kind of not talkative all the time, you know. He was like mean, like, but he didn't treat me bad. So go ahead. I didn't see nothing that bad about him. He was like that.
well,
Oh, go ahead,
I'll give
Miles.
you a little history on Ronnie. Ronnie did 7.5 years in Colorado State Prison. So he almost died on the operating table when he got stabbed in there. So that was a little cold. But if you was a fighter and you were with him, y'all were brothers. Ronnie was cool if you was with him. But the other side, like when you jump in that square circle, like Timmy would tell you, that's my enemy across the street. And like Hagler would say, they trying to take food off my baby's table. So I got to go get that man. That's what that's about.
That's right. That's right. I had a privilege to meet him, man, and it was cool. Every day we seen him. There's another was tall. I forgot his name. He used to hang around too. He fought at one time. He wore like a bush and stuff, and he was just doing a lot of hustling that then. There's guys, a couple other guys. Floyd Mayweather, Floyd. He used to want to try to follow us at one point. He said, "Yo, man, where y'all going?" And I was like, and now he the man.
Yes.
You should walk and see, say, "Oh, where y'all going, man?" You know, and now he's the man now.
Yes, he
You
is.
know, his dad used to see his dad.
You're still the man, definitely, Tim. You are,
Oh, come
you know,
on.
I'd be
That's the
following
man
you
right
too,
there.
brother.
Terrible Tim. Let's don't forget that. Terrible.
Terrible Tim, man. I can call my brother Tim up, and he graces me with coming on here. Always spitting out facts, always telling great stories, man. So, man, I was blessed to meet Tim Witherspoon, and Timmy.
Move over here.
Thank you, my brother.
Get the belt in there.
How'd you hurt that shoulder? Hitting that heavy bag?
Okay, so I just woke up one morning. I might have been sleeping on the wrong side of the bed for too long, and then there's a little dot. My daughter saw the little dark spot back
Oh
here.
yeah. You were showing me that thing you put on it. You were showing me that pain remedy that you put on there.
Yeah, that thing I got him is over there, and I put that on there, but I couldn't get to this. This was like right near the spinal. And get the thing real quick, Shania. Hurry up, get it. You can't fit it directly. It's over there in the other chair. Hurry up.
Hurry up.
Okay.
We got a commercial coming up.
This is a pad, and you take there's a little mechanism. Where the mechanism thing at? You take that, and you hurry up before I punch you in the face. No, I ain't doing that.
No domestic incidents on there. We don't want any domestic violence. We've already seen that.
You take these, and it's got two things that you push the buttons. So you snap it on here. See that? And then you snap it on there. You put it on the area. Then you hit these buttons. You heard that?
Yeah.
And that controls the vibration and everything.
Mm.
You know about that, Miles?
A little bit, but I try to avoid that stuff because
Tim doesn't realize when you get to be my age and he's not too far behind, you're gonna wake up in the morning. It's gonna feel like you played a game of football. It's gonna feel like you ran a marathon. You're gonna say, "What the heck? What did I do to this shoulder?" That's just what happens, bro.
I was hitting the hammer. I do the ropes, and see the ropes are bigger. These ropes, they dark at Joe Hand's gym. You got these thinner ropes and people doing this, but I choose the bigger one because it's harder work. Big black ropes, and I do like that. And it may be that I've been doing it every day. Maybe that what happened. It happened on this side.
They call those battle ropes. Yeah, you got a lot of shoulders in that. You got to go up and down. And
that's what it may be that,
That's that new age training, man. These guys, they can't stick with the old stuff, the old chopping wood, the old running every day, the hitting the heavy bag, the speed bag and sparring. They got these new age trainers with these big tires. You're supposed to sprint around. You get these big heavy battle ropes. And they wonder why these guys are always getting these injuries now. They only fight once a year. Their bones get soft. They're hitting these new angles with these new trainers, new age trainers. Bro, you of all people, stick with the basics.
Yeah, you know what I do like though, Bruce. I do like a lot of the new stuff they training these young kids, but the old time stuff I like too. But there's some if you incorporate both of them together, you might overtrain. But like chopping wood and the hammer is substitute for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a substitute. But there's a lot of stuff I think if they would have had it back then, it would help the boxers. But because the boxers were more raw back then, did like you said, run. They chopped it wood. They did all that country stuff, like lifting haze, lifting hay and throwing it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like
John King had you chopping wood. You heat his house in Ohio. That's why.
Man, what you say? I used to love that wood.
That's why John King had you chopping all that wood, because you heat his house in Ohio. You get some cold winters down there.
You ever chop wood, Miles? You ever chop?
Well, I got something I'm getting ready to tell you I did. See,
Okay. I remember you. You got close to the thing.
So my uncle taught me about the knuckle ups. Let me tell you about the knuckle ups.
Okay.
They the knuckle push ups like these. You see my hands. The nerves are dead. Let me tell you why the nerves are dead. I started off on the carpet, which is soft. Then I graduated to the wood. Then I go to the cement. And to this day, I could do the knuckle ups on one arm. Yeah.
What did he know? Martial arts?
Yes. So I was crying the first time like a little baby. But now 50 plus, I still could do, as my daughter said, Daddy does the knuckle ups. So you hit them, they go down, boom. Yeah. So and I'm being honest. You do with the carpet, then you do with the wood, then you do with the cement. It's called the knuckle ups.
Wow, I can't.
Yeah, I'll show y'all as soon as I'm with y'all.
Janaya, come here and rub my shoulder.
Oh no, yeah, but them saying. So, but the knuckle ups are serious because when you hit a guy with a jab, he ain't gonna come in because they damn. If he punch me, you feel that boom, 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 just a jab, either one, boom, 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 boom. He's out of there.
You must have some sandpaper knuckles, Miles.
Yeah, the knuckle ups. Yeah, my daughter told me Daddy does the knuckle ups. She works with Matchroom, so if y'all know who she is, you might have seen her, Tim. You know who Eddie Hearns is, the top promoter now that's out there?
Eddie Hearns. I know Eddie from
everybody knows Eddie.
Well, my daughter works for that little pretty girl. That's my daughter. I got 5 of them. That's her. I taught her the game.
I got 5 too.
I get you, brother. You know, we've been blessed and we've been cursed. So you know how it goes. But she's there. She's going all around the world. She's going with everybody to do the shows. But she also speaks fluent Spanish. So and she's a nice young lady. My daughter Barbara. I call her Britt. So again, she hates when I call her Babs. She said, Daddy, that's an old lady's name. I know. I said, well, you're going to be an old lady one day. But she's a pretty girl. She's good. She knows the game. And they're doing show. They actually got a show coming up February 4th at Madison Square Garden. So if you want to go, Tim, just let me know. I'll make a call to her, blah, blah, blah. But
what date is that?
It's a Saturday, February 4th.
Oh, February 4th. We're going up to what's on the 4th? They just told me today.
Okay, well, telling you
Brian told me we got. Is it a fight on the 4th? Oh no! Oh, I got something on the 4th. Oh no! My grandson has a school thing. I got to wear his dress suit with my grandson.
Okay,
that's on the 4th.
Always something happen with you celebrities, man. I'll tell you. Where's it, Miles? Fighting's at Madison Square Garden on February 4th?
Yep. It could
who's on the card?
Being that Tim's a 2-time heavyweight champ, they love to have him at ringside, but the Tim, I got to keep it real. What they hate about what you do, when they get the tickets, you don't show up. That's what gets them upset. Not saying they did it, but if you get the tickets, they want you there because they like guys like you to come.
Well, they gotta send the Uber, and they gotta have the first class plane tickets. Tim.
I'm not flying. I'm driving. I'm driving.
And then they got to stop in Rhode Island and pick me up. So he needs a bodyguard. I know I know Kung Fu, I know Tung Fu, I know Jiu
Nice,
Jitsu.
and I
Nobody
put
gets within 10 feet of Tim when I'm around him.
I didn't know where I put my pills at.
Where you be all right. Tim, you got to come to one of the shows. But Leon Muhammad is hooking all of that up because he said he's gonna call. You know Leon, right? The guy who
Oh,
said,
that was his manager.
yeah,
No, it wasn't. No,
Leon.
Leon is from Philly. That's my man. I know Leon a long
That,
time. We family.
I know that he talks very highly of you. He said he's reaching out to you. He told me this last week because Leon calls me every day because he said I'm gonna reach out to Tim. We're gonna make some moves because he's gonna help with doing all this stuff as far as getting the monies for the people. It's not you, but just your name to get other people behind you. That's what Leon said. So I said, yeah, I know Tim's a great guy. He'll do it. And now that we're talking, I'm just letting you know when you talk to Leon, he'll explain it to you more. And this is going to help come roundabout to get this money to start to help the fighters that are down and out today, tomorrow, and in the future.
That's right. Hold on, Brian. What's up?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be on the. You're supposed to be on the online.
I'm going now. I'm going now.
I
Okay.
emailed it to you.
What'd you say?
I emailed it to you on Hotmail.
Okay. I'm going now.
Okay. I'll kick him off here, Brian. Don't you worry. We'll get
What'd
him
you
over
say?
there.
Are you on the new computer?
No, I'm on Shania's.
Oh, all right. I'll send it by Facebook.
Oh no, I got it earlier.
You got it?
I got it earlier.
You gonna send it
No,
Facebook?
you didn't. That one's not the right one. That's the old one.
But Tim, before you go, are you on Facebook now? Do you have?
That's my man. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
It's all right.
As soon as he came close, I know that.
Yeah, I know. Everybody
I'm
knows.
sorry, man. I'm sorry about all that.
Yo, tell
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll give him the close up. That you know this
Yeah,
guy.
we had many conversations.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's my man. That's right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Brian,
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to go.
Waiting for you in here.
I'm coming
Brian,
on.
why don't we just link the shows together, bro? We'll do a nice long stream.
Okay. Why don't you talk to Brian? Yo, let's do this again, Miles. And let's
Ready, bro. Listen, when they call me, listen, I done did 3 shows in the last 10 days. 3 shows in the last 10 days.
And this was the best one so far.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely,
Man,
bro.
Miles,
Absolutely,
but
man.
I didn't know that was your name, though.
Yeah, the
Well,
boxing
hey,
battle. That's
always a surprise over here, man. Always a surprise.
I'm going to get ready to go over to the next one.
Well,
I know
next
that
time we're
y'all-
gonna get Leon Mohammed over here with you. We're gonna get the
we
rabbi.
like
with you.
family. We like
Yeah,
family.
absolutely.
Let's stick together, Miles. So let's stick
Yeah,
together.
brother.
So
Exactly.
when everybody, when we get ready to get all the boxes together, we will fight together to try to bring wealth to the family, to the boxers, some money.
Yeah, exactly. That's
To help each other's out.
they just want to survive and get the wrinkles out their belly, as my mama would say.
Is
They want to eat.
she from down south?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mine's from my family from South Carolina.
Those mine. The Baileys came from South Carolina, Clinton.
Whoa, South Carolina something, and I don't know that.
I know.
Okay, thank you, everybody. We're gonna look forward to coming back on Bruce's show. I'm getting ready to go out. Nice seeing you again, Miles. I'll see you in the future. Okay.
Back, man, brother. We love you, man. We miss
I
you.
love you too.
All right, Timmy.
Tim, God bless, man. Always a pleasure seeing Tim, man. Yeah. Like I said, man, when you get Leon Muhammad on here, Tim will be on here. Maybe you can get Jerry Cooney, Larry Holmes. Who knows? But people who mean something in this business, and we can get people aware of this because that's what it takes. We have to get an awareness first. Then people can start putting some effort into it, some time, some money. Something has to change. We can't let our heroes rot on the streets like that, bro. And if we can do we can do this much about it.
They can't say the money's not there. Because when they give the guy 20, 30, 50, 100 million a fight, come on, guys.
Yeah, and you're not asking for health coverage, you're not asking for a full pension. The government will take care of that.
Right.
But that extra $400 or $500 a month just to have some gas money, be able to go out to a show, whatever. These guys deserve that.
Right. And like Tim said, for the pain medicine, for all those shots you've been taking in the body, in the arms, in the leg, even the workouts, it does become very stressful. It really does, guys.
Absolutely. And hey, we were here for about an hour and a half. I appreciate you coming on here with me, brother. You know,
Well, give a
like
couple-
you said, we're going to be doing this again. We want to keep people's appetites whetted over here. We will, get some questions together. Ask Miles anything you want to ask him, bro. He'll answer it. I know he's an honest man, bro. You can say what you want. You got people out there that are, bashing him, and do what you want to do, bro. This is a free country. But from what I met of Miles, he knows inside. He knows what boxing's all about. He's an inside guy, and I like the dude. I mean, he's not going to marry my daughter, but him. But him and I, we got off on a good start. And brother, I love you, Miles. I thank you so much for coming. Yeah.
Give the guys some little more some tidbits like on guys like Ernie Shavers, my man.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go.
Ali gave these guys nicknames. He gave Shavers the Acorn. He gave Sonny Liston the Bear. He gave Floyd Patterson the Rabbit, and he gave George Chuvalo the Washwoman. But we're gonna talk about Ernie. Ernie was a knockout artist. When he fought a guy by the name of Jerry Quarry, he was 46-1 with 45 knockouts, 35 in the first round. Now, Jerry Quarry was trained by a guy named Gil Clancy. You can pull it up, guys. It's a 1-minute thing or 2-minute thing. Shavers was a big favorite because if he won that fight, he was going to get a title shot after that.
We'll pull it right up and we'll watch it, bro.
And Jerry Quarry knocked him out in the first round. Nobody knew that. Quarry was a very underrated heavyweight, but he was good. He just couldn't beat Ali, and he couldn't beat Frazier, but he knocked out Ernie Shavers. But to Shavers' credit, he knocked out Kenny Norton, and he knocked down Larry Holmes when Howard Cosell was calling the fight. Shavers was one of the most electrifying heavyweights ever because Ali said, he hit me so hard, it shook my kinfolk back in Africa. And Ernie told me personally, man, that would get me $5,000 anywhere I went. So this is a little history on some of the stuff I know, some of the stuff you guys can look at, and some of the stuff you could respect that we're missing in today's day. But that's a hell of a record. 46-1, 45 knockouts, 35 in the first round at that time.
Oh, he was a destroyer, bro. I just pulled up the Jerry Quarry fight. You got Gil Clancy in Jerry Quarry's corner.
Yeah.
And we've got I think it was Don King who was in Ernie Shavers' corner.
Exactly. And it's a good fight. And it's only
so
you
got Richie Giacchetti in his corner. And Don King is in his corner. Wow.
Yeah, he had Giacchetti. That's who
wow.
I'm saying. And it started out good. Ernie tried to throw some fireworks, and Quarry counted. Then Quarry just took it to him, and he should have knocked him down in the first 45 or a minute and 40 seconds of the fight, and he knocks him down again, and it's a knockout. And that's when Shavers had hair.
Yeah, I'm looking. He's got a full head of hair up there. Quarry looks like he's balder than Shavers. He's got that monk's peak on the top of his head.
But he throwing dynamite punches in there.
And this was a first round fight, right? Wasn't it? Yep. 1 round fight.
You could give the play-by-play to the people so you can tell them that.
Man, they're in center ring. They're both no jabs going on here, man. It's all hooks, overhand rights,
right?
Bombs. They're all Jerry looks like Shavers is trying to land that big right hand.
Right. And this is what you get from the boxing aficionado. This is why I'm gonna be giving you stuff like this.
These are fights that we just don't see fights like this anymore. Jerry Quarry was actually brought in here as a stepping stone to enhance Ernie Shavers' career, the knockout artist. But Jerry proved he still had something. He still had something left, even though he'd been beaten by Ali and he'd been beaten by Joe Frazier. Oh, I mean, look, inside fighting. That was one of Quarry's specialties.
Right.
But see, these guys, they should have listened to Tim Witherspoon. Right. Defense. That's why Tim is with us now. Speaks articulately.
Right. He's not slurred of speech. He sounds really good. He remembers me now. He see my face because we're supposed to do some boxing together as far as management and all this the last few years. So again, you got to tell the people how the blow by blow are going. You got to fill us in.
Oh, bro! Right now, Quarry has got Shavers against the ropes. He's unloaded. He's just hit him with about 7-8 unanswered punches, uppercuts, overhand rights, hooks. Shavers throws one of his bombs to get out of it. Quarry just walked into a jab. Quarry's just continuously moving his hands. He's catching Ernie Shavers. Shavers is in trouble. Shavers is against the ropes. He's defenseless. Corey is opening up on Shavers. He's trying to defend. Corey is going right through the defense. He's got Shavers in all kind of trouble. Shavers is trying to move
Down.
around
Tell him
his
I said
legs.
down.
Boom! There he goes down. Looks like
See?
Arthur McCanty is the referee.
Yep. See?
He's counting Ernie Shavers. He's going to let Ernie Shavers continue?
Yes.
And Shavers has got his hands in the ropes. He does not want it. He's in no shape to continue. Bang. Corey is a good finisher. Corey just takes Ernie Shavers right out of the fight, and that's it. 1 round knockout for Jerry Quarry. Back in the days when this is when we loved boxing. This is when boxing was what it's all about, man. And Ghost, hey Ghost, thank you, my brother, for coming in here, man. King Tiger, hey Mr. Gumbo, bro, salute to you, my man. King Tiger, you're still out there mouthing off, bro.
But guess,
you can do what you could have your own opinions on here. I don't give a shit, but bro, we just talked to a 2-time heavyweight champion. He could have talked about his career, but he came on here to talk to Miles. This is a show to introduce you to Miles Bailey. He's back in boxing after a 3-year hiatus, courtesy of the government. Now he's back with us. And, he can tell us some of the stories from the past. He can tell us what's going on today and what we're going to do in boxing. And it's been an honor for me to have him on here, bro.
And I'm going to give you some more history about myself. So
all right, man. Miles is a historian, so go right ahead because I love boxing history.
Because Shavers also knocked down Holmes, and Holmes was knocked out by Kevin Isaacs, which is Ronald McCall's older brother, who was my sparring partner. Ronald was a 3-time Golden Glover, 32, 39, and 56. He fought with a guy named Willie Slick Wise in a draw in a pro fight. And little Willie Wise beat a legendary guy by the name of Julio Cesar Chavez.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is the pool of guys I was around, so people know this is no nonsense. I didn't have a lot of fights, but I was in this whole sparring, fighting with these guys, and I was just as good, if not better, because Ronald wouldn't spar with me no more. I sparred with him one day, and this is a true story. When I first came to the gym, Ronald would have been the next Tommy Hearns, but he just didn't have a big punch. But he beat Aaron Davis, but Ronald bounced me around. I couldn't catch this guy. Then I came back a year later. Ronald wouldn't spar with me. He said, "Miles, don't hit me." And I said, "I didn't even hit you." But that's when I started sparring with Pinchback. And Pinchback was a very good fighter because he was fighting Bo, Mark Breland. He was Mike McCallum's sparring partner for 5 years before he did 10 years in prison. And again, just bringing up Farad again because I love talking about him. He beat a guy named Clinton Mitchell, and the name might not mean anything.
Yeah. Big amateur fighter, Olympian, Clinton Mitchell. People know Clinton Mitchell.
Because Clinton Mitchell beat Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah.
Bernard Hopkins was his first loss. And in 20 years, he lost one fight to Roy Jones, and his next fight was to Jermaine Taylor in 2008. That just show you where Pinchback would have been at. That was my guy. He was really something special. He came out of Bed-Stuy. It was him, Leon Taylor, Mark Breland, Riddick Bowe. He was in that top tier. Just that the government held him back for 10 years, and his career got derailed. But that's my guy, my friend for life. I hope he gets back in boxing like me, and we help these fighters and take things to a new cause because these guys really need help. And it's not just talk. And it's not guys talking like blah, 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 blah. We're not punch drunk. We know what's going on. We're going to continue on the fight. And you heard it from Tim, 2-time heavyweight champion of the world.
Yes, we did, bro. I mean, a lot of good shit been going back and forth. And hey, man, it's been a blast, bro. It's been a blast. Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah. So about my fight, I fought the Junior Olympic champion Felix Tito Rosado in 82. He had 90 fights. I only had a couple. I lost a very close decision. But Tito went on to win the Golden Gloves in 82, 83, and 84. He lost a close decision to John Wesley Meekins. And Meekins went on to fight for the junior welterweight title. That's how good John was. So we were in, again, the whole pool were good fighters. So I never been knocked out. I never been just embarrassed in the ring. And I got in there with everybody. Everybody. So we're going to close it with this segment. We're going to help people. We're going to help the fighters. Stay in touch. I'm on Facebook. here with my man, the Gas Man, Bruce, and we're going to come back to do it bigger and better than ever. Whenever Bruce says.
Hey man, I appreciate it. You know, you're a good dude, Miles. I'm glad I met you, bro. We're definitely going to get together. We're gonna do a lot of talking about boxing. We're going to talk about the state of boxing, and we're going to get together with all the OGs because you know, we get there's strength in numbers. You know, we're just little spots in the wind over here, but we all get together and we're going to create a big stink, and people are going to have to notice what's going on, bro.
But
And,
this is a quick saying that you just said. United we stand, departed you fall. Simple.
very, very simple. All right, brother. We'll be
Okay.
keeping an eye out for you, brother.
To everybody, take care of your families, your loved ones, your mothers, your fathers, and let's all be as one. Make it happen. God bless.
God bless you, my brother.
I'll be seeing you guys soon. Signing off, the Boxing Aficionado.
Peace,
There
brother.
it is. There it
Peace.
is. I finally did it. I didn't want to push that and then get out of there.
You got it, brother. You got it. You know what you're doing now, man. Salute, brother. Salute, man. Hey, man. Thank all you cats for coming in here, man. That was Miles Bailey. Great guy, man. I like the guy. We're going to be hooking up with him some more. This is Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and More. I'm here for boxing. You know everything else I'm here for. The jazz, the fine weed, professional wrestling, and health and nutrition, man. You know, drink a lot of water, stay healthy. I had a good thing happen to me yesterday. I had my last physical. I had a blood test, and they told me my red blood cells were all out of whack. They, you know, what do they call it? Your general physician. I can't even think of the name what you call them anymore. But anyway, he sent me to a blood specialist, and I went in there, and it's like oncology. I'm like, what the fuck? And that's cancer. And I'm saying, what the hell, man? But anyway, they told me no cancer. Eating these giant grapes. Primary care, yeah. And they said maybe it's because of the testosterone I've been taking. But he said, don't stop taking that. Just do another blood test in a month and come back. But I was worried about a bone marrow and all that shit that they do. But you got to take care of yourself, man, you know? And he went through my shit, and that's the name of the game, man. You know, drink a lot of water, stay off the hard drugs, cut down your consumption of alcohol, caffeine, any of those drugs that just stimulate the body artificially, man. That's too much of a good thing is not a good thing. Take your supplements on a daily basis. Make sure you're eating clean, unprocessed foods. So you be around for a little while longer, and we can talk boxing. You know it, blood. Stay healthy, man. And you know, health. I'm not going to be cliche and shit, but health is definitely wealth, man. Because all the bucks you got, man, you're not going to buy another minute if you don't take care of yourself. So if we can end it on that one thing, man, just be aware of it. Be aware of your weight gain. Be aware of how much water you put. Stay hydrated all the time. Make sure you're eating good, clean, processed foods. Exercise is key. I walk 2 miles twice a day, every day. My dog loves it. I love it. It's the only thing I can do now. I can't do any more weight training. Hey, Gil Coles, how you doing, my brother? Anybody? Who I got calling me over here? Miles Bailey's calling me. Miles, you just went off the air. We'll put him on anyway. What the hell? Miles, what's up, brother? No, I'm still on.
All right, Robert, how long before I ever talk to you after? Make sure you send me the link so I can look at it. That was really good.
Yeah, we had that, absolutely, brother. In fact, you're on right now, man.
All right, but I want the people to know we got that. See, Tim came in, that was good, but I got many more thrills and chills to really rock you guys' socks. Just tell them that. We just warming up.
You heard it. You heard it right from the horse's mouth, bro. Miles is in here for the long haul. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and More. God bless, man. I'll see you cats later. Peace.